Welcome back everyone to another video. My name is Fabio, and for today's quick tip, we're going to look at how we can make some custom brushes in Sketchbook. So a while back, I did a video of how you could download some free brushes on Sketchbook. I have a lot of really good ones, but let's say you wanted to customize these brushes even further, or you wanted to create your own. How would you go about doing that instead of all the time having to download some new brushes? So the steps of making your own brush are actually not that complicated. All we need to do is go to our brush library. So if you don't see this, go up to Window and make sure brush library is checked off. And the next thing we need to do is we can go to any one of these brush palettes and choose these little dots here. So we can create a new brush set or just a new brush in our current brush set. So the reason each palette has its own little option is because we can duplicate any one of these brushes and just adjust the settings a little bit to customize it to our needs. Okay, so I have my basic brush selected. Let's go up to these dots and click New Brush. This little window pops up, and as you can see, Current Brush is highlighted. So when I create this brush, it copies the settings of the brush that I had clicked. So if I double click the new brush, all the same settings pop up. So now what I can do is I can adjust these sliders to customize it even further so it gets the effect that I want. The best way to learn how to do this is to just play around. They're not very complicated, right? Like size with heavy pressure, size with light pressure, opacity with heavy pressure. They're all pretty self-explanatory and really fun to play around with. So I'll just adjust a few of these sliders, right? The flow, I'll make that a little less, maybe make that a little less as well. The spacing of the brush, see how it changes up there? Let's make it a little farther and a little less round. You can rotate it as well. The nib is like a soft edge or a really hard edge. That's also very useful. And then you can even add some shapes and textures that you can import, but we can worry about those later. You don't really need to worry about them now. Okay, so once these changes, they're already saved, we can just close this. And now we have our new brush that we can draw with. Let's say we wanted to make a brush from scratch, completely new, and nothing to do with a previous brush that we selected. Well, we press this button again, we can make a new brush, and instead of selecting current brush, we have a whole bunch of other options we can choose from. Markers, smudging, glowing, natural blend, I don't even know what that is. You can experiment with all these kinds of brushes, right? It's a lot of fun. Let's choose standard for now. Again, keep it very simple. And press create, boom, and it pops up in the palette that we selected. Pops up in the palette. So if we double click this again, now we have some new settings. So we can go to the basic one, adjust the size, the opacity, and then in our advanced settings, it's the same thing as before. Size with heavy pressure, size with light pressure. All these things are really fun to play around with. Let's make it not round at all. Let's really rotate it, just like this. And we'll make it more sharp. Also, the randomness is fun too. Give it some cool effects. So now it kind of looks like some fur, right? A few minutes, we made sort of a cool fur texture brush, and it wasn't that difficult, right? All the options are very self-explanatory, very user-friendly, and it'll actually be a lot of fun to play around with. So let's go up here, and let's press New Brush Set. And now we have a blank brush set where we can add some custom brushes. Let's try marker, create. There we go. So the last thing I want to go over is how to export and import your brush sets. So once I make a complete brush set, I can export it to my computer to like save it for later or even post online, right? So people can view my brushes. So all you got to do is choose a place on your computer, press save, and then it's exported. To import it, we just choose import. They need to be .sk brushes. That needs to be the file type for it to be compatible. Just open it up, and then it should appear in your brush library. That's basically all you guys need to know to get started. Sketchbook already has some great brushes, but it's so much fun to play around and make your own and really customize your artwork. So have some fun. Sketchbook is very user-friendly for this kind of thing. So get out there, start creating your own brush sets. I really look forward to seeing what you guys create. Thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next video.